My dearest and most divine friends and families, brothers and sisters in Guyana, friends and family, brothers and sisters around the world, welcome to my live program on areas of concern and much of it in pain as to what is happening here in Guyana. It's a time of fear and depression because we suffer from two viruses. Pain and depression around the world because of the coronavirus. Pain and depression in Guyana twofold because of coronavirus and HUMANOPOLITICOVIRUS, a name I have coined because of our political shenanigans and masterminding and craziness that is happening in Guyana. First of all, I wish to talk about the COVID-19 madness. I've already given out some knowledge and some ideas as to how to make a local mask using a towel, a double, a piece of cloth, take any old clothes or new clothes or new cloth, and how to make a mask, even using a bounty towel, double it, and how to use a rubber band, just to share some ideas. It might not be perfect or correct, but it will help. The madness and abuse with COVID-19, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe that in this great country, when we have really good doctors, we have in the public sector someone called the CMO or the Chief Medical Officer, that he can't run the secretariat, that he's not responsible for anything, that he has been told to shut up and go into a corner, and that the political head of the ministry is in charge of everything. And I've confirmed that, and this is a fact of life, friends and families. Some of you might not like what I'm saying, but it is truth, and honestly from the depths of my heart. If a doctor suspects a case that the person needs to be tested, they have to have the minister or the minister's office permission. The test cannot go to the laboratory without a political interference. This is, my friends and family, this is depressing and extremely painful. Then it goes. And if the results comes in, friends and families, if the results come in, the results cannot go to the patient. It has to go to the ministry first. And if the minister is busy, it will take days, by which time those who have the virus are spreading it to the doctors and to the nursing staff and to other people with whom they socialize. That this is a painful and very depressing state and reality. So I can't understand why the minister, who is a friend of mine, why she would want to interfere with the doctor's work. Then this kind of thing demotivates the doctors and the nursing staff. So, Honorable Minister, you're my friend, but I can't take it. I have to talk. I'm not going to abuse you or curse you or attack you, but I am depressed. I've known you for over 35 years. I never saw this part of your personality when it comes to politics. But you cannot play with people's life. And what I'm afraid of, that government could get some serious lawsuit for pain and suffering even if the person don't die. The country could go bankrupt. And that's the people's rights. And if anybody died, their families could sue the government because the treatment was not meted out, nor did they know. And if other people catch it from them, then the government could be sued very severely and seriously. And unfortunately, it will fall on the other government. Because we know from the count that took place already, which is the first night of the election, that it is already known who has won the election. Everything else is neither here nor there, and it's just a political game being played in the minds of certain persons. Another despicable thing, friends and family, and painful, and sad to see sometimes some highly intellectual and decent people, because of race and because of politics, they will make ridiculous statements and do ridiculous things at times that cause pain and hate and shame in the country. Why is it that the Ministry of Public Health will not authorize private hospitals, I beg your pardon, will not allow the private hospitals to import their testing kits and to give out medicines and to treat their people, or to set up their own laboratories, which they might already have, or set up their own treatment center? Why is it this is available in the United States and Trinidad and everywhere else, but the Guyana government, I mean, this is totally ludicrous. I wonder if the president is aware of all these things. Anybody seeing this and has a contact with His Excellency the President? He's still the caretaker president. Can they make sure the man see these things? Because it is said there are two factions. One faction is hardcore, hardline, and one is humane, legalistic, and yes, political minded and playing the games, but at the same time, not as hardcore. The president, can some of you please send this thing to the man, directly to him? See that he get this message that I'm sending out here, friends and family, brothers and sisters around the world. So what if the hospitals, the private hospitals do it? If people got their money and they want to pay, let them pay. It will ease the burden of the public institution. So people will get faster treatment. You cannot decide that the private hospitals should not do it, but only the public hospitals, and the people have to wait in longer line, and it's a bigger infrastructure has to be created to care for all these people, and more institutions have to be catered for. I think it's politics, because they want to show themselves, the government side, or acting caretaker government side, they want to show their supporters, or people in general, that they are doing a big job and looking after everything and everyone. But these things have a way, if the mind is not good, and the opinions are not good, then it's just not a good thing. The heart and the mind must be good in mind, and not political, clandestine techniques. I am saying this idea that hospitals can't import the test kits, hospitals cannot treat people, hospitals cannot set up a center to care for people, that this is nonsensical, insensitive, vexatious, annoying, and it display what we call in Guyana a donkey dam. In other words, don't care a damn. But in Guyana language, it's donkey dam attitude. No way the public hospitals can handle this outbreak, or a plague as I call it, without it becoming a deluge in Guyana, a pandemic in Guyana. If the private hospitals want to do it, let them do it, Minister, Mr. President. Let them do it. You have no right, Mr. Mayor, my friend. If you have any influence on the minister, I see you're very close with her and you respect her a lot, and you have said this, talk to her. She has to stop this control mechanism and this clandestine operative mentality. This cannot go on. That a private hospital cannot take care or test people. And that the minister has to know every time someone has to get a test, and then when the results come back, the minister has to know first. This is totally ridiculous in Guyana. We cannot allow this. We are the bosses in this country. We are the citizens, and none of you need to be afraid of anybody. If you're a contractor or a business or you're a staffer, you don't have to be afraid of anybody. Because if they do you wrong, they will suffer more. It comes from the heart and the mind, and the universe will destroy them. So, Madam Minister, please stop this shenanigan and master political control that you're going on with. and I hope people are sending this message to you. You are my friend. You will always be my friend. You love me and I love you and I will always love you. But these wrong things, it takes your loved one to tell you that you're doing wrong. I wonder how many of your close ones are telling you that you're doing wrong. And I will tell you, you know, James Anthony Bond will not tell you the truth. He will not tell you the truth. He will not tell you the truth. I wonder also, and I made some other points about it, what is it in politics that turn humanity, or not humanity in general, but human beings in power who get the appointment politically that drives them mad? That they become insincere, that they lie and they cheat and they use power to crush who they did not like or who might have expressed a view against them, which was really a guidance, and they try to wipe out their business and their family. This happened to me in 2015. It's happening again now. But I will not curse anybody. I will not point any fingers. I will not abuse anyone. I leave it in the hands of God, because you will pay. Unfortunately, you pay through your family too, according to the Holy Bible, according to what I heard from preachers and priests and so on. Men like Vincent Alexander, a man of such high intellectual caliber, elegance and personal decency. What would cause him to make such statements that just after the election, he made some statements that was despicable and really outrightly wrong? What would cause him to make a pronouncement after the court case by the Court of Appeal, in which the recount has to go on and no one can stop it, and no amount of money or high-priced lawyer brought from Trinidad or anywhere can stop it? The count has to go on. And GCOM, we all agree, is the supervisory controller, but with a watchman. A watchman, they have to have a watchman, because GCOM has proven itself unworthy of respect. Total despicability and deceit. And it's sad that people will say otherwise because of race or political affiliation, and because of love. They were not there. They did not see, and some of us saw. So I don't have faith in GCOM. The world doesn't have faith in GCOM. But why would a man, like the man of respect that I know him to be, Vincent Alexander, would say that even if there is a recount, it does not mean there will be a pronunciation or a declaration. There will not necessarily be a declaration, but there possibly could be a re-election. Which means, friends and families, which means that they know fully well that they have lost the elections. And the recount of Region 4, at least Region 4, will expose that reality. And many of them will be found in shame and disgrace and degradation. So, friends and families, what turned these men to turn like this in politics? A beautiful young man, James Anthony Bond, a wonderful, handsome guy. I like him. One time I gave him guidance how to win the hearts of the Indo-Guyanese. He didn't take my guidance. But it would cause a guy like that to possibly shrink his chances of ever becoming a leader of the People's National Congress. I don't see James Bond ever becoming a leader of the People's National Congress anymore, because of the shenanigans and the misbehavior and the pronouncements and the attack and the control, the silent control of protesters that were being paid to harass the international observers. I saw it. To harass reporters. I saw he would raise his hand when to scream out, and he would smartly put his hand down when to tell them to calm down after terrorizing the heads of the diplomatic missions in Guyana, including the American ambassadors, the British High Commissioner, the EU head, the Canadian High Commissioner. And would terrorize these people and terrorize reporters. I mean, reporters stopped going one day, and a prominent one told me, Mr. Khan, I'm sorry, I couldn't go because I was being terrorized. Why would anybody do these things to terrorize reporters and bring degradation and shame in this country? Friends and family in the world, in Guyana, Guyana is in a despicable shame and disgrace at this time in world affairs. Never before. Even in the Kabaka, they like to call him the Kabaka, when we saw some voodoo thing was taking place to raise the soul of the Kabaka from wherever he is, to help to win the decisions and so on, or Odo, or the original Prime Minister, the first Prime Minister, the first President, I give him credit for that, and I like the guy, for agriculture, national service and so on. I like him for that. But many other things I didn't like him for. And I'm fair. And for saying that, in 2015, the alternative cabinet, after the cabinet approved the contract for me, the alternative cabinet took it away and tried to destroy me in business. And as for the Public Procurement Commission, they brought such great disgrace and shame, because when I complained to them, they did nothing. They did nothing. But somebody did something recently and they're taking action. So the Public Procurement Commission is not answerable to the people. It's a flawed and a fake commission. It's deceitful. It's dishonorable. And I don't trust it. It's looking after something against me now, but they're moving very, very quick. They're moving very fast with it, because it's against me. It's against the award that I got. So when I complain to them about actions by Mr. Welch, I'm going to call his name, former Executive Welch, Ministry of Education, and others of the alternative cabinet, they did nothing. So this is what is going on in this country. They did nothing. Guyana is in a state of degradation, evil, and disgrace. Fine friends and family around the world. I want to make a quick commentary about David Hines. I mean, a man we all look up to intellectually. A man that we think of as a professor, as an elegant, articulate writer and speaker. When it is obvious, when it is totally, absolutely obvious that they have lost the elections, and it was recorded by the court that GCOM could continue with the count, and the instruction, the order by Justice Holder is null and void and is of no consequence. He sent out a missive on the media. He sent out a missive on the media in which he is saying, destroy the ballot boxes. And if you saw his face and photograph with it, destroy the ballot boxes. Friends and families, Commissioner of Police, this is a cause for a private criminal suit. This is a cause for a criminal lawsuit from the police department, director of public prosecution, because he's calling for a major crime to be committed in this country, to destroy the ballot boxes in this country. David Hines wants to destroy the ballot boxes. Just destroy it. You turn the light bulb on, click, and the unity government is formed, or you press a switch, click, and the unity government is formed, and you put president as David Granger. That's all he wants. Nothing else. It shows the evil preponderance of thoughts in the hearts of these guys. What they will do for race. What they will do to cause hate and deception in this country. Friends and families in Guyana, around the world. And then you have some highly intelligent men running behind them, agreeing and concurring with them. How is that possible, Mr. David Hines? You have lost your glow and your glamour in the world of intellect and conversation of politics and wisdom. You need, Mr. David Hines, you need to go to another articulate political philosopher and commentator, Freddie Kissoon. Freddie Kissoon never was my favorite people, but a lot of things this man do, governments don't like him because he criticizes them. When he stands on their side, they love him. But when they don't get him, they hate him. So friends and families around the world, my advice to him is to go to Freddie Kissoon, and each and every Guyanese and people around, read Freddie Kissoon's column and share it around the world. David Hines, I don't know how to call you Mr. anymore, or Professor. And for that, you have committed a crime. I'm telling you. I study police science, you know. That is my field. You committed a crime. And the police should have already started getting you to answer for that, to destroy the ballot boxes and create mayhem and possible race war. In your writing, we could see your suggestions for racial antagonism and hate in this beautiful land of Guyana that we have. We, the Africans and the Indians, live in love and harmony forever. Election time, some trouble. I'm always positive. We are having intermarriages without anybody saying anything anymore. Times and things have changed. We have learned to work and live with each other. And you, a man of your caliber, David Hines, will do something like this? Oh man, you have entered into the realm of degradation and shame. International shame, I would say. Friends, families, brothers and sisters around the world. This is what I have in my heart here today. And I feel it necessary to send you this message with peace from my heart, but disturbance and emotion in my soul and mind. They've taken away my peace. They've taken away my peace, and all Guyanese should object to this, to what they're doing, including those who voted and supported them. They can't accept the fact, friends. They can't accept the facts that in Region 4, a number of Africans, or Afro-Guyanese, our beloved Afro-Guyanese brothers and sisters, voted for the PPPC. The PPPC did not win Region 4, nobody is saying that, but it got a large ratio or number of the votes from what we can see. And what went on at GCOM with Mingo, Claremont Mingo, and others, and teaching the youths deceit and dishonesty, how to cheat an election, is you're changing the minds of the youths in this country that you've trained for those things. For a youth, fast in the computer, he was put there to act after so, and he could manipulate the facts quickly, and then he stole the computer, and he stole the flash drive, and quickly interfered with it. To say, after hours of absence, okay, we are now going to call 21 of the areas, the polling places, but 17s are condemned. 17 are condemned. We can call 21, but 17 are condemned. Can you believe that? Automatically. We want to see the proof what is wrong with it. They can't show you. They won't show you. With all the international observers, brothers and sisters, friends and families around the world, Guyana has entered into the realm of the degradation and shame. And it's a curse that we'll get again, as we did in the 70s and the 80s, when we had to go to Trinidad and Barbados for stuff. We might not have to go for stuff, but whenever we land, they will whisper and they will mock us. Look at Prime Minister Rowley. Look at Prime Minister Rowley saying such nasty words about Guyana and about our CARICOM Center and Secretariat that we have there, that they seem to regret it because it looks like terrible things are going to happen in this country. Mia Motley said, it seems their forces are dark forces. Emphasis mine, I am dark. Don't want the recount to take place. And that's why it is known that there are two factions. We know the factions. You can see some who you don't hear. Even Lincoln Lewis, who became a candidate, even he is quiet. The former Minister of Foreign Affairs. Very quiet. General Secretary of the People's National Congress. Amna Ali, my respected sister. Hot in politics, powerful woman, understand the history of politics in this country. Hot like a fire in Parliament as the chief whip for the People's National Congress or the APNU. But she's quiet. She will go out to serve her community and her people, but she is quiet. You can know from this who are the hardliners and who are the ones that are careful with their persona and dilemma and possible sanctions that may visit Guyana. Please God, O Allah, Creator, Lord of the worlds, I pray to you and beg you, no national sanctions for Guyana. In the name of Yahweh Elohim, the religion of Jesus Christ, I pray and ask Yahweh Elohim Jehovah, no sanctions for Guyana. In the name of Om and Shiva, I ask no sanctions for Guyana, sanctions for individuals of GCOM, sanctions for hardliners who may have been committing these wrongs and these frauds, putting wool in people's eyes. Lord God, I pray to you to bless our country and our country folks, for us to have peace and tranquility and calm and success in our land. Give us peace in our heart and give us success, Lord. Who win the election after they recount, they win. I don't care. I'm not a political personality, but because of the way they speak, they're lumping me with the PPPC. They're lumping me with the PPPC, an independent individual who have friends and respect to both sides and from both sides, and not so much APNU, but mostly the PNC and the party of my friend Keith Scott, whom we know as virtual kids growing up. Friends and families around the world, Irfan Ali, according to yours truly, and the mathematics I conducted, because I had access to the figures and others of caliber and class, and also the international observers, Irfan Ali is the president-elect of Guyana. Some of my friends of the PNC will be annoyed for me for that. But that's the reality. The man has won the election. You all need to support the man. He is the president of Guyana. He just needs to be sworn in. And Mr. Granger, sir, I respected you. I always loved you. I wrote you many nice letters. You replied to me even in your personal handwriting. I'm telling you, sir, you have lost the elections. Let us build a beautiful Guyana and work from now. I'm not against unity. I am all for unity. Let us work now to start to create the atmosphere for unity. You can't, like I said, turn on a light bulb and get unity. You can't press a switch and get unity. You have to have faith and trust for this to happen. So friends and families, at this juncture, I will take your leave. This is my first live broadcast ever. So if I made a mistake or there was a delay, remember I'm speaking directly from my head. And if there was a delay in a word or two coming, please do excuse me. I'm still a student. I am learning. Please correct me nicely and teach me. I'm always willing to learn. You can inbox me on Facebook. You can contact me through Facebook. Peace and blessings of God be with the nation Guyana, all citizens who are suffering, human beings around the world, with the people of Germany and Italy, the brothers and sisters in Africa. Oh my God, a word about Africa. Please, Africa, don't allow yourselves to become guinea pigs. The Europeans and the masters that control the economy, and even Bill Gates, I'm disappointed with him. Why don't they why don't they try the virus that they have in a test tube and an injection on their loved ones? They will become heroes if they get sick. Why they're pointing out only to Africa? Africa, they have cannibalized African flesh for hundreds of years, and the nation, and they've sucked out their wealth. They want to go now again after planting Ebola. Ebola was planting. The old Ebola, too many people had the antidote. So they made 2 new strains of Ebola and tested it on the Africans. Only Africans died. None of the voluntary workers from Europe or North America, none died. The top African doctor died with Ebola. So Bill Gates and others, sad, sorry, they want to test on African flesh and African blood. You people of Africa around the world, please send a message to your friends and families around the world to tell them to stop allowing themselves to become guinea pigs. And after those big shots, Bill Gates, his staff, his employee, the congressmen, the senators of the United States, the European leaders and their families, United Kingdom, after they have tried it, because many of the big ones in those countries have it, try it on them, and then take it to Africa as a humanitarian gesture. Your friend, your brother, for a one world society, for peace and love and harmony, for love and joy, one human family under God. I am your friend.